Check everything. Looks like you're live. All right, we'll call the Lerner Governing Board meeting to order for Wednesday, May 13th, 2026. First item on the agenda is roll call.
6 of our board members are with us this morning in the council chambers. Dallas Burgel,
Present.
Fran Bowie,
Present.
Gary Boyne,
Here.
Diana Lawson,
Here.
Dinah Harris,
Here.
Christy Wendorf. We have one member that's absent at the moment. That's Carrie Berghoff, but we are definitely a quorum. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So move.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any changes or additions? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, adopted. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of April 8, 2026?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any changes or corrections? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, adopted. Treasurer's report, financial report. Nick,
Let's see.
is he here? I don't see anybody online yet. Okay.
Can everyone hear me now?
No. We're working on it, Nick.
All right.
Yeah,
thank you.
let's go on to the claim allowance docket.
Okay, I'd make a motion that the board approve the claims and allowance docket that is included in your packet in the amount of $110,722.73, the details of which are provided.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions or discussion? If not, all in favor of approving the claims and allowance docket, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Adopted. Do we have Nick on yet?
Working on it there.
I'm here. Can anyone hear me?
Hmm.
Hello?
Oh, it's got to be Nick.
Yeah, it does. Nick, can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, can.
You can hear me? Great. All right.
Go right ahead.
But we
Right,
can't
thanks, Mel.
see you.
I do not have the permission to turn on the camera. It looks like only participants can share is what it says here.
IT's working on that.
Oh, there we go. How about now?
Yes. Okay, proceed.
Thanks for sticking with me. All right, included in your packet is the year-to-date financials for the Lerner for the period ending March 31st, 2026. Net income from theater operations only, shown as gross profit through the end of March, is $156,980 and is an increase of $104,756 from last year's gross profit of $52,224. The year-to-date net loss for the Lerner operations, including city expenses at the end of the period, is $15,790, but it is a significant improvement of $206,509 from last year's net loss of $222,299. Budgeted city operational expenses are under budget $73,285 year to date. And the total operational expenses of $422,770 were covered by a city contribution of $263,812 or 62%, and a Lerner contribution of $158,958 or 38%. This is compared to last year's city contribution of 89% and a Lerner contribution of 11% in 2025. During the month of March, there were 9 events that generated positive net income for all events. So March was a great month as far as show closing and events go.
Sure was. It's always good to see the $22,000 items in there. That's excellent result. In general, this is a very good report for this month. Marked improvements over last year.
Absolutely.
Anybody have any questions or comments? If not, is there a motion to accept the report as presented and place it of record?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any other questions or comments? If
I do have a
not-
question.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
For the Elkhart Municipal Band and the Dordt University, it's the same amount?
That's correct. Mostly related to what I would consider fixed fees as far as room rentals and equipment packages. We're all the same for both of those events.
Ah, okay.
Anything else? If not, all in favor of accepting the report, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Adopted. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anything on the president's report? Do we have anything on Friends of the Learner?
Not aware of any recent updates, Gary.
Not either.
Yep. There we go. So I'm not aware of any recent updates.
Okay, thank you. Crystal Ballroom Catering Report? Probably have a report in the packet.
We do.
If I can get my hands on it.
You want to give this to him? Can't find his. Okay.
It looks, let's see. Looks like, grand total of sales are shown at $20,240.75. Crystal Ballroom total for, I believe, is that for the month? Is shown at $12,369.32. And the Lerner share of concessions is shown at $7,871.44. And based on prior comments we've had from Kurt, this sounds like it is a good year and business is sound and they expect to do as well or better than last year, last I heard. Anybody have anything else on that? If not, is there a motion to accept the Crystal Ballroom report as filed and place it of record?
So move.
Second. Motion made and seconded. If there's no other questions or discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Adopted. Premier Arts report. Do we have anyone from, we do have someone from Premier. A familiar face. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're good.
So yeah, you too. Yeah, we've had a fun few months. We just closed Frozen, which was a huge success.
Right.
And it it did. And it got really cold that weekend and everyone blamed me. So yeah, it did snow. It was a very ambitious undertaking.
Amazing.
But it did turn out really well. And so that was a really good bonus for us this year and for you all because the box office receipts were really, really good. You'll see that in the next report, I'm sure. The amazing thing about Frozen wasn't that it brought in close to 4,000 people and all of the energy that Frozen brings because everyone loves Frozen. But in the all youth production, we had 160 children on that stage. It was crazy. It was crazy. And some of those kids came because they love Frozen. And we may never see them again, right? Because that's just kind of the way it goes. And some of them are jonesing to be in the next one already. But their families came and they were engaged. And now that's an imprint of their memory and their past. So the Lerner will hold a special place for them forever, which is kind of cool. As we kind of gear towards the end of the school year for our classes and that kind of stuff in the theater, I had a class on Tuesday, yesterday, and had a group of 8, 9, 10-year-olds that come. It's called the Premier Arts Club back. And we were working on a showcase, an end of the year showcase where they perform, and then they duplicate that and they perform at Island Park in Rhapsody in Green. So they get a couple of different performances to have a solo and, you know, kind of work on that. And one of the things that we really focus on with them is the intention of why they're singing what they're singing or why they're doing what they're doing. And so it's kind of cute when you have an 8-year-old telling you why they're doing what they're doing and really thinking through it. And for most importantly, staying off their device for long enough to do it. But yesterday in the circle, one of the little kids said, "Well, why do you do what you do?" And I was like, "This isn't about me, right?" But you answer, and I thought, well, that's a good question, because we're so lucky to be at the Lerner and to have that facility for those kids to perform in. But why do we do what we do? Right. And so when you're put on the spot, you give them a history lesson. Some of us were the originals, so we've kind of know that history, right? But it was kind of interesting to go back to the intent of why we're there, why Premier Arts is there. And we all love consultants, right? And back in the day, we had consultants that said to the current or the mayor that was there at the time, Dick Moore, "I'm not sure that having that theater group in this space is a good idea. We would not recommend it." You all kind of remember that.
Remember that?
And they're going to be too noisy. They're going to be too messy. They're going to cause too much trouble, and don't do it.
And he was right about everything.
Right. That's what I said. I was like, I hate when the consultants are right. But the mayor said, well, we're going to do it because we're putting so many community dollars into this facility, and we have to have a place for everyday people to enjoy it. It can't be just for the perceived as the people who have money enjoying the Lerner. And so I would look around that room and I see these 8, 19-year-olds who, by the way, weren't alive then, right? Whose parents probably weren't even married at that point, which was a humbling experience for me. And I remember back to why we're there and why we are grateful to be there. But that the purpose that we serve is still strong. And after a weekend like Frozen, certainly shows the value and the longevity and the legacy of it. And so it's something for us all to be proud of, but so also to be mindful of and to remember. Sometimes sometimes I gotta kind of go back and, as you're spending 16 hours there getting ready for Frozen, the why becomes important because you might rather be sleeping. So I thought that was a cute little lesson for me yesterday. So I thought I would share with you. And then, of course, we are on the cusp of Guys and Dolls. We need lots of guys. Anyone who wants to audition, those are coming up. Super fun. And then, of course, we have a fun event this evening or tomorrow evening. I don't want to wish my life away. The tribute to the arts, which we've brought back. It was something we did before COVID. And then during COVID, it kind of fizzled out. And so we've brought that back. In the beginning of that celebration, it was to present the Arthur J. DCO Patron of the Arts Award to someone who has provided patronage, either time, treasure, talent, whatever. And we gave that first award to Pat DCO really soon after her passing. And so it was really always very special to art. So we brought that back, but we've added some things to it this year. We're going to honor a few other people, including Diana Lawson, with our Founders Award, because she's one of the OGs too. And she's the second person. We don't always give it. She's the second person to receive that. Liz Borger was the first. So that's going to be a fun evening celebrating Diana. And the Arthur J. DCO Award this year goes to the Friends of the Lerner for their continued support. And so that is an exciting thing. And then We Impact Dave Weaver for our Downtown Neighbor Award, someone who's really changing the landscape for us here in Elkhart. First Source Bank is going to be awarded for philanthropy and from a corporate level. And we've created a new award this year called the Mayor's Arts Award. And that'll be given annually. And Rod will be there to give that. And it's going to Brian Byrne, who just retired from the Midwest Museum of American Art, for his longtime contribution to the arts in Elkhart. So it's going to be a really fun evening. I have 4 seats available if anybody wants to come, which is great because, getting across the finish line, getting people's RSVPs, thank you for your table, is really more challenging than it used to be. We're teaching the children what RSVP means because it is dying art. for sure. And so we're very excited about that. And of course, the Crystal Ballroom has been a wonderful partner. Becca's done a great job. Dean has stepped up in a big way to help with lots of things. I mean, he was crawling under a baby grand piano yesterday for me, so that's appreciated. So it takes a village, and we have a nice little village of workers at the Lerner supporting each other. So we're appreciative of that too. I think that's probably it for me. Anybody got questions?
That's quite a bit. You
Usually-
guys doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Really are. We
Yeah.
appreciate you so much.
All right. Thank
One
you.
thing,
Mhm.
very much appreciate the effort you do in bringing back why we started the theater and all that we're doing there. One of the primary things when Diana headed all of that up was that we had arts education. And the only organization doing that is Premier Arts, really,
Absolutely.
as part of the Lerner program. So, and I think it has been probably the most successful component consistently over the years of what we've been able to do. And to the consultant's point of view, what they have missed is in every one of these financial reports, your performances tend to provide the financial wherewithal for our theater as well, consistently. And I don't think I've ever seen a number for Premier Arts in brackets. So that's a very good thing for the theater and for the community. So appreciate your efforts.
Back in the day, we did this, 18 now years ago, we did Oliver was our first show. And someone said, you should do this, right? And so I was like, well, they said, well, how much would it take? And I said, about $20,000. And so she wrote a check for $20,000 and handed it to me and said, let's go do this. If we make money, we'll do it again. If we don't, we'll probably do it again, but we're going to have a talk about it first. And Oliver made $23,000. And then we just kept that kind of model up, and it never was an option not to make money, because the one thing that I didn't like about local arts organizations before us was that though volunteerism is a major part of Premier Arts, I wanted a professional staff to guide that. Professional people showing these kids the pathways to a career. Right. And that you didn't have to just have an all volunteer arts organization, that could be a livelihood for you. And we certainly have done that. Starting, I was like the first part-time employee that moved on and did that. But now so many more people. And the wonderful thing, Tanner, many of you know him on our staff as our director of marketing. He was a 12-year-old here, went away to college, came home, and then created a really great little career for himself at Premier Arts. So, kind of grow them up. So often we hear people say, oh, the kids grow up, they go away to college, they don't come back here. And so we have a couple of those that have come back and rooted in this community and are working in the arts, which when I first moved to Elkhart, that wasn't really a thing.
Right.
The symphony had one part-time person, the Civic Theater had a person and a half. And so, that's something that we set out as an objective from the very beginning, and I think have fulfilled that. So I'm proud of that too.
A very valid point. When we did the fundraising for the theater, many of the donors for the physical renovations were people who had lifelong experiences with the theater under many of its prior renditions. So I think these kids you're bringing through there, when the theater needs them in the future, will be grown adults, hopefully have the wherewithal to make sure it succeeds for another 100
They're
years.
super rich and remember us, right? So, thank you.
Thank you. GM report, Carl?
Good morning, Carl Thompson, GM of the Lerner Theater. Hope everyone is having a good chilly morning today. So April raced by quickly, marked by another month of strong activities. Our 2026 calendar now includes more than 95 confirmed day and evening performances, keeping us ahead of our 2025 pace, already generating bookings in 2027. For context, the March 2025 Governing Board report reflected a gross ticket sales of $225,503. In March 2026, that figure was $213,735, which is slightly lower, but cumulative year-to-date shows 2025 was $579,601, and 2026 is $666,099, which is an increase of $86,000. So we're seeing incremental growth in a very positive way. Throughout April, I oversaw several high-impact promotional efforts. Our marketing team collaborated closely with the mayor's office to announce Celebration Under the Stars during the State of the City address, coordinating messaging, timing, and the launch of the VIP Table sponsorship renewal campaign. Sponsorship sales for Celebration of the Stars continue to surpass expectations. All renewing sponsors' VIP tables have been renewed. Demand continues to exceed capacity, and the waiting list continues to grow. These are people interested in securing a $2,500 table for a party of 10. Additional marketing projects this month include collaboration with representatives for touring shows, placing a media buy for board teachers, and finalizing advertising settlement for Celtic Woman and the ABBA tribute. We're also moving forward with our second utility bill insert and a new 30,000-piece postcard mailer featuring upcoming shows and Celebration Under the Stars. I'm also preparing a media buy for Art Walk After Dark. This event will support the monthly Wednesday night Art Walk events and the accompanying concert series immediately following. This will begin in May in partnership with Lerner on the Lawn. So this is a new dynamic for our Lerner on the Lawn concert series in the park. Our search for the communications and marketing coordinator is ongoing, and the goal of having the position filled is by early to mid-June. In addition, we are welcoming interns who will support marketing, advertising, and design efforts, and will focus on Celebration Under the Stars this summer. Recently announced events include Boys to Men and the Jacksons, experience a legendary night featuring two iconic groups bringing decades of hits to the stage, Snow White by Classical Arts Entertainment. This beautifully staged ballet retells the beloved fairy tale with grace and artistry. Board Teachers, it's a comedy-fueled evening of classroom-inspired humor from the nation's funniest educators. And Sir Charles Jones and Friends, the Southern Soul Tour. This is a powerhouse evening filled with rhythm, heart, and high-energy performance. And then Charlie Barron's, the Lost and Found Tour. So he's a sharp, witty comedian, and he's one of the Midwest's favorite storytellers. So that's incredibly exciting. April shows presented and settled include the following: Celtic Woman, Grease, Elkhart Municipal Band, the Fireplace R&B Tour, the Seeger Tribute, Dixon's Violin, the Abracadabra ABBA Tribute, CK Dance, and Cinderella, all generating, except for one, positive income. So that's fantastic. One final point I'd like to revive is the strategic plan. So Diana Lawson, Gary Boyne, and I have been recently meeting to shape a strategic plan for the Lerner Theater. This will be aimed at clarifying our future direction, aligning key stakeholders, and ensuring the long-term sustainability of our mission and community impact. As we continue writing the next chapter of the Lerner Theater's history, we intend to bring together trusted leaders whose expertise have helped create a thoughtful, community-driven roadmap and for the future's continued growth and success. As always, I look forward to bringing you more exciting news in the next few months. And I'm open to your questions.
Anything?
This is just very impressive. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Well, I can't take all the credit. It's a team effort, and it's definitely our team and the community who have coalesced together to make these exciting endeavors happen.
And I do want to mention also, it's great to see how much you're doing for collaborations to really bring the community more in.
Thank you. Well, I think it'll be interesting to see if you're referring to maybe Art Walk and Art Walk After Dark. I think that's going to be an exciting endeavor. It basically combines the Parks and Recreation's Art Walk monthly series with what was once Lerner on the Lawn, which will be immediately following that evening. So people can have an opportunity to visit downtown merchants, view the art that's available, local craftspeople, as well as artisans. In June, we'll open up the Lerner so that people can see the gallery inside the lobby and then potentially see some other activities. And then immediately following that, around 7:30, attend a concert series in the park that's being produced. And we're sponsoring Art Walk After Dark in partnership with Lerner on the Lawn. So I think it'll be exciting.
Anything else? Very good. New business, Krugel Lawton and Company engagement letter. We have in front of us an engagement letter with Krugel Lawton.
Gary, I've been through the engagement letter, and I'd recommend approval of keeping them on.
And as I recall, this is really a very broad kind of a contract that they will provide whatever accounting services.
Yes, it's fairly typical to other engagement letters I've seen.
Yeah, very good. Was that a motion to approve?
That
Is there a
is
second?
a
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the Krugel Lawton engagement letter agreement as presented. Any further questions or discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, adopted. Marketing services relationship with Lightbox.
So this will be me. So we have reached out to a local marketing firm called Lightbox, who we have worked to establish an agreement with them for your approval that will allow us to utilize them for marketing services, which could include the development of our Lerner Theater TV special, which we're hoping to air in advance of Celebration Under the Stars, which will give a history of the Lerner and our programming and talk about Celebration Under the Stars, and will be advertised in this media market. So I'm requesting that you give approval for this relationship and for projects as well based on need. And that's essentially the request.
What is there a dollar amount of?
There's no dollar amount at the moment, so they'll give us their fees will be project-based. So this memo requests that you give me approval to move the projects forward based on need and each individual project that is requested of them.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the master services agreement with Lightbox as presented?
So move.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions or other discussion?
So Carl, will you come to us for each project that they're going to do to let us know how much it is, or are you asking for free for all?
Well, I'm not asking for free for all, so I'm asking for you to give me approval, and you can determine the criteria to approve the projects on a project base, on a need by need project basis.
Is this allowed for in the budget already? And the project work as well?
Correct. So the memo states that as long as it's within the budget that was approved by City Council in 2025, as long as it stays within budget, if you would like to set additional criteria, you can let me know, but it is based on the budget, which is $125,000 approved by City Council. And my goal is to keep that within that budget, utilizing their services on a need basis. So I'm requesting that you give me the ability to approve these projects based on need to expedite the completion of the projects as in accordance with our timeline.
Okay, thank you. I also don't have any document for this if we need to have the board sign it.
There should be an agreement.
I have
can give
two
you mine.
for Alpha Graphics and one for Ticketmaster Travel.
Oh, there is a Lightbox agreement in here.
I believe I have an extra. Let me just confirm that this is the correct.
Oh, got it.
Okay, great.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
So, Carl, this is to somewhat assure the style and quality, the look of all of the video that's going to be used for marketing, for social media, is that what we're doing here? Do we have access to this, or do sometimes companies hold it and say you can only use it for certain things, and then you have to pay to use it for additional uses? When this video, right, is
It's a television special.
I'm sorry?
It's going to be a television special, a 30-minute television special.
And so is it going to be developed in a way in which it can be repurposed, pieces of it? So if you could kind of address that a bit.
Sure.
For us. So it's not just a television special. It is also standing video that is available to be used in a number of different ways.
Exactly. So the design firm will be creating projects for us in addition to the TV special that will be in line with our branding and style guide. So that addresses that. And the TV special will be used to air on WSBT in advance of the remainder of the season, in advance of Celebration of the Stars. That same video content that's created will be provided to us to be utilized on our website, potentially lobby loop usage. So there will be an extended shelf life for this project based on our needs.
And can you give us an idea, just a general idea of what the storyline of this video is going to be?
Sure. So this is something I did quite a bit when I was with the Broadway series in San Diego. Each year we would produce a television special in conjunction with the season launch for the Broadway series. So this is based on that concept, and we actually had a live event so people could get an advanced screening of the television special at the same time of the launch. And so that included seasons that included Phantom of the Opera, Wicked, Hamilton one year. And so this is based on that concept. And basically it's 30 minutes, about 20 minutes of actual content on the Lerner. And that we can also add, include sponsor videos as well, commercials. And so there'll be a host provided by WSBT who will basically do the introduction of the television special, welcoming the audiences. They'll likely be on stage at the Lerner welcoming people. And through the course of the television special, they'll give the audiences information about, there'll be a narrator talking about the types of productions and programming that the Lerner brings, in addition to other products and services, including our partnership with Premier Arts. We can also highlight various aspects of the Elkhart community, including restaurants and business partners and our sponsors, such as Elkhart County CVB. So they will have a range of content about what the Lerner is, who we are, and the people around us as well who are involved with us. And then typically it will be provide video content of the types of programming. In the future, as we're beginning to enhance and increase and sort of heavy up our programming at the front end of each calendar year, which has started now, which is I've been discussing, I'd like to have a season launch TV special that actually rolls out the entire year. So all of the programming could be announced at a live event, just like I mentioned before, an advanced screening of the television special, and then this television special, just like what I'd like to do this summer, it will air on our television sponsor partner, WSBT. In the past, when I did this in San Diego, this became a tradition. People looked forward to it. And not only was it something that people looked forward to, it actually increased in its ratings performance each year. Because we were bringing, large-scale musicals, but I believe the same tactics here can work. I've selected Lightbox because I believe they have the skills and talent and the relationships in the community to be able to develop this and be able to execute this project in a professional, entertaining, and exciting way, and deliver it on time, and to begin to do this on a routine basis every year. So
Once this is
that was the
on,
long version of that.
Can we rerun this like on the internet, on our website or something? And keep
Yes, we
showing
can.
it?
So what I did in San Diego was we would have a season launch. It would air on our season sponsor. We actually had a local CBS affiliate who ran it initially in conjunction with the launch. And then I would run it on the local cable affiliate in rotation, in addition to running segments of it online, streaming, and then taking sections of it and using it on event show pages or highlighting it on the website. So it's a very multifaceted project with a great deal of content, all sort of rolled up into one ball of wax.
And what's the timeline that you're looking at for?
So I'd like to begin working on the project as soon as this is approved. I've reached out to them to establish an understanding of the goals of the project. And then I'd like to work on it through the summer and then air it by the end of July or August. Based
Prior
on your
to
approval, we can establish the timeline in advance of Celebration Under the Stars. So Celebration Under the Stars, as part of a huge marketing initiative, includes a 30,000 piece direct mail initiative, which we're working to get approved. An insert in local mail and local utility bills, and a television special, in addition to its own individual campaign, which will run commercials throughout the market and the region. And we're also looking at advertising in drive markets like Fort Wayne and other areas within 60 mile radius initially, and then specific drive markets. So yes.
And so events that are annual events in our community, I'll just say Jazz Festival because everybody's familiar with that, is one example, would be a part of this.
So the original plan was to include Jazz Festival, because that we were thinking we were going to be able to start sooner. We were not able to start sooner due to just a number of projects, including Celebration Under the Stars, that needed to take priority. Now that there's just this minimal window of time, we wanted to start working on this. In the future, it can include Jazz Fest. It can include Celebration Under the Stars and a range of activities to promote the Lerner, not only our individual outside national tours, but our local community partners on a routine basis.
Okay.
That would be the long-term goal. The short-term goal now would be the Lerner, our partners, and Celebration Under the Stars.
Carl, have you done a presentation to the Board of Directors at the Chamber and the Economic Development Council? 10, 15 minutes introducing you and what your vision of what's going to happen?
I have not, but I would welcome the opportunity. I haven't been invited, but that doesn't mean that I don't feel that I haven't been invited. I just feel like we've all been really busy. So I would welcome the opportunity.
Paul Levon.
I am going to be speaking at the Lions Club next week. So that takes place at Perkins. So that should be a lot of fun.
And
Get a slice
what
of pie
about-
before I leave.
What about Rotary and Kiwanis?
I've been to a Rotary meeting. I was invited by a local representative here. So that's on the radar. So as my schedule is freeing up more from some of the duties at the Lerner, I would like to go on the speaking tour and be out in the community, be able to talk more. But I have spoken, and I've spoken and given opening remarks for the symphony and other events at the Lerner. So I will continue doing that in addition to your great idea.
Okay.
Anything else on the master services agreement with Lightbox? If not, all in favor of approving the master services agreement, say aye.
Hi.
Aye. Opposed? And then I think we need a separate motion to authorize the general manager to, contract for certain projects under this agreement, so long as it stays within the budget that's already been approved by the council. Is there a motion to that effect?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded to authorize Carl to proceed with specific projects as they come up under this contract. Any discussion or anything else? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Adopted. Very good, Carl.
Thank you.
This sounds like a good idea.
I think it'll help add to our marketing and design support.
Very good. Next item is the Alpha Graphics Direct Mail Project. You want to explain that?
So we have already executed one design project that was mailed out through Alpha Graphics. It was a postcard that advertised not only the upcoming shows of the Lerner, but also it has a message. It's a solicitation for donations for Friends of the Lerner. This time it's a 6x9 postcard that is going to be 30,000 pieces going to local households based on the research that we conducted earlier this year for people who have a propensity for arts buying, who are homeowners, who also at a certain household income level because of the discretionary income. So with that being said, this postcard will advertise our upcoming shows, including premiere arts performances, the symphony, Celebration Under the Stars, and there's also an ask for donations for Friends of the Lerner. So there's a lot in this postcard. It's concise and it's clear. And so I'm asking that we approve $17,500 for the fee to approve this in general for the fee for Alpha Graphics. But to be able to do this, we need to be able to pay the postage to the post office. And this is common business practices for people who do direct mail. So they pay the post office the mail. They pay the postage and before it goes out, just like when you are at home and you've got an envelope and you put the stamp on it yourself in advance, not afterwards. I don't send a bill.
Real life.
Real life. So I'm requesting that we approve the contract that's being requested to go to Alpha Graphics for them to sign. And then also I'm being told that we're able to pay 50% of this in June, and then the final payment in July. So I'm requesting $5,750. I hope my math is correct there, to be paid in June to Alpha Graphics to cover the postage, They are covering the remainder for us. That's what I'm proposing. And then in July, when we pay the final balance, we can also include that last postage payment to them. So that's why this is, that's why I was racing in today with a revised memo, because in addition to advanced planning for the marketing campaign, there's also the need to have another layer of this, which is the approval process. And this is no criticism. This is just the mechanisms that are in place. So that's why this is starting so soon, why time is of the essence, and why I'm asking for this so far out. And in a rather tedious manner.
Just to be clear, is the 17.5 covering postage or is postage over and above the 17.5?
The postage over and above is the 5,750 times 2. So that's 12 and some change. The remaining balance is the postage, is the printing cost and the mail house cost. So the postage is the largest portion of this. The last time we did this, I was not for certain that I could be able to mail this postcard due to this process. And so literally I had to go to the mail house and request that they cover this. The Alpha Graphics, a very nice, kind individual, Eric Schultz, covered the postage for us, advanced us the postage money, which was approximately $12,000. I think he makes a very valid argument that that's a little bit much if you're a smaller business to be able to front, but he did that out of the kindness of his heart and generous nature. So I'm requesting that we be able to approve this today, and then perhaps we can have conversations going forward. I would like to have direct mail campaigns on a routine basis, but perhaps there are ways that we can expedite this so we can make them more efficient and effective.
Can you get the check quickly from the city once we approve it?
We can get it within a timely manner.
Okay.
So right now, because it's May, I'm requesting it for June. So I think I've conferred with Christy. She's been very helpful. She's dealing with, the same mechanisms that we all have. With that being said, we agree that we can be able to get this in June if Alpha Graphics can sign this contract. Am I correct? Right.
So what you're asking us to do today is to approve the Alpha Graphics contract in the amount of $17,500 to be paid in 2 separate installments, one in June, one in July.
Correct. To approve the payment schedule as well as the contract.
So move.
Motion made. Is there a second? Motion made and seconded to approve the Alpha Graphics contract as presented and in the amount of $17,500 and to pay in 2 installments. Any discussion or other questions?
All right, is this other amount going to be a separate motion then, Gary?
I would imagine.
Okay.
We don't really know.
This did not require a memo because it's the services will have been performed and we would have been approving or just paying them according to a normal schedule.
And the postage?
The postage is 2 separate requests because I needed 50% in June. This is a lot to literally to work through. So forgive me, but I understand it's a lot to navigate. The 50% in June, 50% in July, and the remaining balance according to the normal payment schedule in July.
Okay.
If I'm making any sense. I'm really trying.
The total is 17.5.
The total is 17,500.
That's what we need.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
All right. Is there any other questions or discussion?
My apologies. My apologies.
If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, adopted. Very good. We got through that.
We did go through that.
Ticketmaster, travel sign agreement.
So Ticketmaster is rolling out a beta program that in conjunction with their ticket sales process, a customer can add a hotel in the local market. So this is a partnership that we'd like to propose. I reached out to Hotel Elkhart. It is a beta program that offers this feature that they can activate based on our agreement with them. There is an additional agreement that allows them to, that we need to sign for them to do this. We can not only work with Hotel Elkhart, but we can also work with local hotel partners additional partners in the community. So this would give us permission to establish this relationship.
Is there a motion to approve the addendum to the Ticketmaster ticketing agreement as presented?
So move.
Motion made and seconded. Any questions or other discussion?
Just,
So,
I noticed that it says you're going to get 20% royalty on net travel package revenue,
Correct.
but we really have no idea what the net might be.
Right.
And obviously, there's a lot of ways to reduce net by playing with the gross. So
Very true.
Yeah, at this point, I guess the idea is this is beneficial for our marketing purposes and helps local hotels, hopefully with maybe ending up with more bookings, making it easy for patrons who are from out of town to buy a ticket and find a hotel all at the same time.
Correct. So to Dallas's point, the net profit to us is undetermined because it's a new program. But we believe this program offers a benefit to our customers, allowing them a discount on hotels potentially, easy access to the process, and it also helps us establish partnerships with our hotel community. And it's a sort of win-win relationship for all in conjunction with performances.
And it doesn't cost us. They aren't charging us. to be
Exactly.
Part of it.
Doesn't cost anything to us.
Might
We
actually
make money.
A little money.
Might make a little change.
Do you have an idea of how you're going to roll this out to the hotel community?
So we'd like to start with Hotel Elkhart. So we have a meeting. We're working to set up a meeting with them. I have mentioned this to them and I've sent them an overview of the program. I think we should beta test with them to see how it works from a customer service standpoint to make sure that they're comfortable with the process. And then in a determined amount of time that we feel we're all comfortable with it, begin to approach other hotel partners. I believe in including other hotel partners, we're allowing customers to buy at varying price points and location and based on their travel plans and needs.
I would suggest that you might want to work with the Elkhart County CVB as you roll it out to the full hotel community. They have the relationships in place, and I think it would be much easier for us if they were engaged with it.
You make an excellent point. So I have spoken with John at the ECCVB and they are open to this. So this allows us to establish the relationship with Ticketmaster. We don't have to flip the switch just yet, but allows us a chance to meet with them and see if they have any ideas that they'd like to include in the process.
If I recall, you mentioned before, this is a fairly new project, even with Ticketmasters.
It's brand new.
Yeah.
It's a beta program and they've only utilized it. They haven't utilized it. We're one of their first markets. So they thought so much of the Elkhart community and the Lerner Theater, they wanted to explore this with us and use this as one of their test markets.
Okay. Very good.
So for quick question, Celebration Under the Stars, I would assume Hotel Elkhart is probably already booked.
So what I'm being told,
Oh,
it
is
is
this going to roll out prior to Celebration? And if so, that kind of says you're going to have some other hotel relationships, maybe.
I think you make a really great point. So it likely will roll out in advance of Celebration Under Stars, but not necessarily for Celebration Under the Stars. It's more in conjunction with the shows that we sell. In the future, though, it could be. And Hotel Elkhart, to your point, is sold out on August 29th. 40 of the rooms I have booked. So it's definitely, it's a full house.
Anything else? If not, we have a motion to approve the Ticketmaster ticketing agreement as presented. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Adopted. Thank you, Carl. A lot of stuff. Anything from the public? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you. Good meeting.